Just chilling, yo. Uh, I haven't jerked off all day, if anybody's wondering. So things are going quite well with that, and I'm satisfied with so far. Um, more to it though. The J.J. Abrams is now directing. No, let's get down to it. J.J. fucking Abrams, the man behind the new Star Trek franchise, has basically said "fuck you" to Star Trek. And to the people who've been, the kids who are growing up on his series. He's saying, nah, I don't care about that shit anymore. Star Wars time. Well, it's kind of, I think it's just, it's not a very happy ending for Star Trek. Possibly a very good thing for Star Wars, because I worship Star Wars. It's like if a human being could embody Star Wars in any capacity, it would be me. You know what I mean? I lived and breathed this stuff ever since I learned about it at around 10 or 11. And I've been that way ever since. A lot of people have. I'm not alone. You're not alone when you're a Star Wars fan. You'll never be alone. It's one of the joys of being a Star Wars fan. You're part of a big community, a very huge, I think more powerful community than any kind of huge sect or religious cult or anything. uh, Star Wars is above and beyond any of that, because it was like, yeah, you're indoctrinated in something as a child, and then you grow up, and that part, that whatever that is that you were so deeply taught as a child, is still a part of you, no matter what the fuck you do with your life. That's pretty much how it is with Star Wars. It's deeply embedded in the culture of America and around the world. It's probably more universal a thing than simply American. I think a lot of people around the world are united in their love for Star Wars, and it's influenced everything. There is nothing that we have today that hasn't been influenced by Star Wars. So no one can really say why is it that people are attached to the series anymore. It's not about it, everything you do, everything you see, every pilot who flies a plane, every fucking military person that's probably a fan at some point or still is. So it's serious. It's serious business, as they say, to have to helm a Star Wars film. And good luck to JJ. I really hope that he does a good job. You know, supposedly the reason he's abandoned Star Trek for Star Wars is because it's too big a thing to pass up. He loves Star Wars, and that's the point. If you have a passion for Star Wars, you'll make a good film. Period. Um, if you don't have a passion for Star Wars, get the fuck off of it. You know what I mean? Get stay the hell away from it. Lucas lost his passion, and you can see what happened. He just made fucking anything, threw it up there. So I don't know. That's sacrilege. You don't make a series like Star Wars, the best trilogy ever in the history of film, and then that has actually influenced every fucking movie that came after it, and then say to yourself, I'm gonna make shitty versions of, shitty shit, pieces of shit, and then not give a damn. I mean, I don't think he respects Star Wars. He looks at it as a joke. I made some fucking movies, when I was a young kid, and they didn't end up the way I wanted them to be. I had a script, I thought of these ideas, and then I couldn't actually do any of that. So I don't particularly like those movies, but you cannot deny that other people like them, and you have to respect that fact. That you can't just say I don't give a damn about the influence my art has had on the world. You can't do that. You cannot fucking do that. You have to show some kind of reverence, not reserve, but show, acknowledge that something bigger than you has happened because of what you created. You know, um, Similarly to Superman, you know, this is like that. This is kind of like that. When Bryan Singer took Superman helm, it was monumental. It was phenomenal because here's a guy trying to hopefully one up you know, or reignite the interest in something that was already very famous and very impactful on the culture and all that. And he had a mountain of a task, you know, but and he did a wonderful job, you know. I think Superman Returns is a fantastic film, and it's really spoke to me. In fact, when I was in high school, I dreamt exactly of the movie that he made. You know, it's like fucking. That's what's so eerie about it. When I was reading comic books and shit as a teenager, I dreamt about what a Superman movie would be like if they made one now. And then I'm watching Superman Returns, and it's just there it is. You know, you know, I wish I was fucking 10. I would love that movie to death. But hey, anyway, uh, he's making that X-Men shit now. He's bringing in the cast from X3. That's stupid. Don't be bringing no fucking Anna. Bringing the old cast. You put in X2 and things like that. Don't bring nobody from X3. You know, uh, it is not something to be proud of. That movie exists. It came. It shouldn't have happened. But they had the contract and all that, so they had the money was there, everybody was there, they made it, and it exists. But it doesn't mean that it's a good movie. I know I don't know what kids think of it, whatever. But I don't. It's just such a stupid floof of a movie. It's like, um, oh, let's make an extension or prequel or whatever to the Ninja Turtles, and then you bring in, anything or remind people of what happened in Ninja Turtles 3. How much sense does that make? Or, any movie that has a shitty sequel, you're gonna make a sort of pseudo sequel to it or whatever, and then you're gonna remind people what happened in the shitty movie. You know, this is not good. You know, people are kind of like about it, not really caring, but this is definitely not good. That means that the quality of his movie is now gonna be brought down to Brett Ratner level. You know what that means? Brian Singer is actually, kind of getting getting kind of like infested by Brett Ratnerness. That's no good for nobody, man. Shit, you can't do that shit. But he's not gonna do what you gotta do, Brian Singer. Don't let nobody, you know. It sucks, man. I don't know. I don't. I wish he could have had his way. I don't think he. I don't know. I don't think he fucking intended on making Superman Returns 2. He says it in interviews and shit, but because of the way he made that movie, it's just no way that he could have a legitimate Superman sequel come out of that. You're not gonna have Superman team up with Super Kid. That's why they're reorganizing things. They're saying, okay, we're just gonna make a Superman, just Superman, no bullshit, no sidekicks, nothing. Him versus any bloody thing that comes along, and it's exactly like that fucking Incredible Hulk movie. Ang Lee made a deep, meaningful, intelligent work of art, and of course, people say, "What the fuck is this shit?" And so now they made the Incredible Hulk movie, which was just exactly what people were saying. We want this. We want just bash him, smash him, rock him, sock him. So, and that movie sucks compared to Ang Lee's. I don't know what the hell. And the Avengers, Avengers is very much like an old school, what do you call it, Super Friends episode or something like that. You know, it's not really that good as it should have been. I didn't particularly like it. When you grow up watching mad Super Friends episodes and lots of and then ultimately you go up onto the Marvel. You watch something like uh, X-Men, and then you watch what do you call it, anything else that has ensemble teams on it. The thing I took away from it was like the familiarity of it, of the whole, the part where they were on the aircraft, the whatever that hover ship thing was. It felt very familiar to me. I can't remember exactly where I've seen something like that before. Uh, Bloody hell. It is very old school comic book style, and I like that part of the movie. It was very much straight out of an old sci-fi comic book. You know, that was wonderful. I wish the entire movie was that way. It's just that there's no way he could have made that kind of movie. This was his, like, I think this was get it out of the way movie so he can make the badass, excellent, wonderful work of art that he wanted to make next. So hopefully Avengers 2 is badass. Iron Man 3 looks good. Hopefully that's good. I don't know. Iron Man, I'm not, you know, I hate these Iron Man movies. I think the fucking cartoon was better than these movies. They should just watch the cartoon and roll with that. I don't know why they have these fucking movies out and they're just shitty. And then people are saying they're the best movies Iron Man's ever had. These movies suck dick. They're bullshit. Um, you know, it's just what happened. What the fuck happened to comic book films, man? Yo, I'm like, uh, you know, they used to. I don't think they're trying as hard as they used to because like when they started out, they were like, we gotta compete with Superman the movie. If we don't beat that movie, it's no good. Like Batman the movie came out, and you could tell Burton was just like, I gotta make a great Batman film. He's not gonna just throw anything together, you know. Yeah, the rest of the feel I'm getting that. That part in the Avengers was like something out of a shit, Captain Planet, similar to that. I like the art style they used on Captain Planet. It's like this big, uh, old school. Uh, I can't remember what they call it, but it's very pop art. You know, you ever see those comic panels where it's just everything is just really colorful and it's got this very metallic texture to the whole piece. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Something like the old school. Ah, that's what I'm thinking about. It was like an old school Johnny Quest episode, where they have all these huge, extremely huge, big, ridiculous technologies, and then you just got these dorky little guys walking around on these huge, giant ships and things like that. That's what I was getting at. That's what I wish the whole film was like, you know. And I have these ideas, about what these movies should be like. And then they make the movie, and then the movie's shitty. That pisses me off. You know, that just aggravates me. 'Cause it could have been so much more, and then they just made what they made and said to hell with it. You know? Oh my god. Well, anyway, the key now. I've been alive a long time, as you can tell. I'm not a young pup anymore. But when I was a kid, I dreamt, oh my gosh, so much of the beauty and the possibilities, the endless streams of possibilities for Star Wars. You know, I know JJ can kick ass and make a great Star Wars film because there's like no end to Star Wars. There is no end. People have come up with so much shit that happens after the original trilogy is finished. And of course, people never thought there would be a prequel trilogy. Go back and read the archives at a Star Wars forum, Force.net, Jedi.net, or whatever, and you will read people saying nothing. Oh, at least if anybody mentioned maybe someday Lucas will bring about prequel series, there won't be a post saying that's possible. Nobody thought that. Nobody thought that. And of course, when he did, everybody thought it was going to be I mean, I can't believe it, but a lot of kids today, they just don't. They watch Star Wars from episode one to the last. They don't watch it the way we did. You know what I mean? So none of this shit matters to them. That the original that people that there was a time when there was only one trilogy. None of that shit matters to them. Fuck all. Some of them fucking grew up. The first Star Wars movie they ever saw was Episode One. And you know when it's your first movie, no matter how fucking shitty it was, that's your first movie, and you love it. Like, but for me, first movie I ever saw was Ghostbusters 2, motherfucker. And I watch it now, and it's awful. Ghostbusters film, not too bad, but it could have been so much more. They dumbed it down, they pussied it down, but that childhood shit is still in my head. You know, the thing that stuck with me was the scariness and the oh my god, the lights on the car and all that stuff I saw when I was a little kid. All that shit. That's my first movie memory. So to a kid, it sucks, man. I gotta, but that's the way it is. I'm not gonna disrespect that. You have to respect that little children, they have their own freaking journeys and shit to go through in life. They don't, none of the stuff you want is gonna happen. They believe what they believe. So like some kid out there, they're gonna come online or whatever, they're gonna say what they say, but they think that the first episode one, episode two, or whatever are better than the next trilogy. Yeah, that was their first fucking movie ever. So that shit really impacted them. It stuck with them like fucking, you know, hard in their brain. And then they see the next trilogy and the lightsaber fight is all slow and shit, and it's all 70s looking, and it's just like, what the fuck is this shit to them? It's like a kid playing fucking Super Nintendo nowadays. You think he got the patience for that shit? No. How many people grew up playing Commodore 64 and Atari? And to them, they can go right back to playing that game and have a decent, fun time with it. But if I were to go back and play some Atari and Nintendo and shit like that, I'll fucking lose my mind trying to play that shit. I'm playing Lord of the Rings with huge cinematic giant things flying up fucking over my head and shit. I'm not gonna go back to little Pong and Pac-Man after I'm playing this stuff. So that's the problem. That's the issue. Lucas amped up Star Wars beyond anything the original trilogy could bring to the table. And now, no fucking little kid, you know, I shouldn't say that like that. I respect children. Anyway, no fucking little kid is gonna be like, I love the original trilogy more than the new trilogy or whatever. Maybe I don't know. I talked to a kid who was coming on to a Delta flight one time, and the little guy's like, I like Star Wars, but I don't like the new ones. You know, it is what it is. Maybe it's like the whole, maybe some kids are smart. I don't know. I don't know. It's up to them. I'm not gonna fucking force nothing. I want to, but you know, it sucks, man. It's Lucas's fault. He shouldn't have done that. That dick fuck. He completely just said fuck it and threw the whole thing in the garbage and made three shitty movies, and now kids are gonna be like, why is the original trilogy so low budget and shitty, and the new trilogy that I grew up on is all kinds of awesome and full of effects and shit? Motherfuck. That's hard for JJ too. He's got to educate. He's got to figure out what to do now because there's two different trilogies, and if you're gonna try to sell this new trilogy to this new generation who grew up on the new Star Wars trilogy, uh, you know, are you gonna make it more similar to the old style of Star Wars? Are you gonna have it be fuck balls crazy and ridiculous and full of all sorts of CGI bullshit? Hmm? I don't know. Just make a good ass movie. For me. You don't need to have a fucking robot with four lightsabers twirling and shit. I don't know, man. How do you go from watching prequels to watching the OT? And then, you know, how does that make sense to a kid? Because I remember watching the episode 1, all right, as a kid. I was about 12, 13. I watched episode 1, and the thing that was like on my mind at the time was, okay, this nigga had two double bladed lightsaber, right? How the hell they gonna explain how, this dude was rocking that kind of lightsaber, and then we never see nothing like that ever again. Never mind that the effects levels and CGI and all that shit. The only Star Wars movie that actually kind of feels and has the same essence of the original trilogy is Episode 1, because Lucas was pretty much still in his infancy in the terms of knowing where he can or cannot go with things, and he was more or less trying to try and get over that hump of getting things together, so that he can create the connection to the original trilogy, but call back all the feelings and stuff for that stuff, but still bring something new to the table. And yet he went and just fucked it up. Fucked it right the fuck up in the next couple of movies, and especially in Revenge of the Sith. I watched Phantom Menace all night because that movie at least tries to feel like a Star Wars movie. The next ones just say, fuck it. You know what I mean? We're not Star Wars. We're not Star Wars, bitch. You know? Especially episode 3. You know? But it's extended universe material to me now. Either you take it or leave it. You know? There's a billion, trillion Star Wars books and comic books and holiday specials, and they're all Star Wars in some way or another, whether it's the alternate universe or some sort of shit. I'll definitely consider the prequel trilogy to be alternate universe. Just take it as that. This isn't has anything to do with the OT, but it is a parallel universe. Why not? It's Star Wars. You can fucking say anything about it. But oh man, Disney, you out of your fucking mind. This could bomb. This could legitimately bomb. Star Wars has not. It has. I'm curious to see if this thing does any good, because people have been burned. It's like them making another. They are making another Transformers movie. Michael Bay's released 3 awful Transformers movies. Have fuck all to do with the goddamn series, and yet they, making another one. And I think the reason those movies were successful was because people gave him the benefit of a doubt. He'll do better next time. We'll finally get a good Transformers with this one. Now that we've had 3 fucking Transformers movies, people are just gonna be like, not going to see this thing. Nobody. Why? No, 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 no. Fuck you, Michael Bay. Fuck you. So after you've experienced the Star Wars prequels, coming along and really, really fucking up Star Wars. Can you fuck up Star Wars? Can you fuck it up? Is it possible? Is Star Wars just anything? Can it be anything? I don't think so, pal. Mr. Lucas, you're my idol. I've studied your life. I know where you grew up. I know what happened to you in life. I know what kind of struggles you've been through. But you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. With all the bullshit you're trying to pull with the Star Wars title. I know you don't care. It's just Star Wars. You've made better films than Star Wars. I'm pretty sure you didn't give a damn when you were making Star Wars, because it's just a kids movie to you anyway. When you were making much more complex cinema, more interesting adult cinema, You know, you're like, I don't care about this little Star Wars thing. And then, of course, Star Wars became your fucking whole life after that. I understand because that it blew up, and so you just kind of threw the whole thing in the trash. So I don't give a shit, you know. But I give a shit, and the kids give a shit, you know. The point I'm trying to make is that when JJ, hopefully JJ is, I think he's gonna make a full on nostalgic film. Maybe he's even gonna bring in the old cast. I don't know. I hope he does something that is going to reinvigorate and hopefully correct the problems Lucas has made. Maybe even insisting that the you know maybe some of the things that happened in the prequels were fucking bullshit. I don't know, because now he has to live with that. You know, he's not making the Star Wars based off of the original trilogy's excellence. He's making it based off of the original trilogy, his connection to the prequels, which is just awful. You know, but Star Wars used to be good, so we need to. He needs to uh, make it that way again. As simple as that. It really is that simple. All you need to do, Mr. Abrams, is take the Star Wars title and bring it back to being a film that is competent and well made. You know, no insulting bullshit, and actually something that is going to be hopefully be magical, you know, and not just throw away Star Wars anything like they make the Clone Wars series, which is garbage. Uh, Star Wars is not easy to make. And look at George Lucas; he failed. That's what I'm saying. You know, you really you're taking on something that's like Mount Everest right now. You know, Star Wars is hard, 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 but it pays off when it's done well. You know, uh, so much good. I mean, to me, the prequels is like, uh, they're like, what do you call that? Like the Matrix sequels. But you know how you have a really good, solid work of art or whatever movie, and then they make something that's just a poor version of it. You know, I don't know exactly where I'm recalling that from, but that's what I'm getting at. You know, it's not the end of the world. You know, I've you know I it's like when you're a kid and you watch a series of movies or TV or something like that. That's what I'm saying. You know, they might not. The kids don't worry about the fine details and things like that. All they're concerned with is the bigger picture, the broader scope of this thing. And like for me, I watched a lot of movies, and you watch one excellent movie like Superman the movie, and then you watch Superman 2 and 3 and 4, and then those movies suck, but they're still Superman, so it's still there. I think that ultimately a family it's like uh ultimately it's just hopefully he's not gonna fuck it up any more than it's already been fucked up. That's the thing, you know. That's how Star Wars is hard, and don't just fucking remake the original trilogy and call it your own and shit like that. You kidding me with that, son? Don't do that. I think yeah, the best things about the prequels was when it was actually trying to be uh, new and interesting. You know, part of I actually liked the parts in when they in Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace, or it wasn't homaging or anything in the original trilogy. You know, one of the cardinal sins of Revenge of the Sith is its constant callbacks to the original trilogy. So that makes the movie seem more and more self-aware of itself in the Star Wars brand, which really didn't need to be. You know, simple story. It was a good story. I like Revenge of the Sith story. And then Lucas has the Emperor pull out a lightsaber and start flying around because he's an idiot. I'm pretty sure that's why J.J. Abrams took over this thing. He wants to fucking fix that shit. You know, make a movie that's hardcore, real, actual Star Wars film, so that we can finally put to bed. I mean, is that the reason to make the movie? Your fanboy, orgasming over the Star Wars brand, or are you gonna make a legitimate, regular, good film out of the thing? This is big time stuff, man. This movie could generate $1 billion just by fucking existing. It doesn't even have to be good. So he has no incentive whatsoever to make a good film, you know. And it's really not, But I don't, I hope that his passion is the reason he took it. Period. You know what I mean? Straight up passion. He loves Star Wars. You know, and will do his darndest to make a great Star Wars film. Hopefully, including Mark Hamill. You get Mark Hamill back for this, and it's a wrap. I know the movie's gonna be good. He won't fuck it up. He won't even touch Star Wars again unless he knew it was a good ass work of art. He's not gonna play, but he's like, sadly, not going to probably be able. I don't know, man. It's like it's probably gonna be like if he does come back, he'll be the master. You know what I mean? Like Yoda, and then there's gonna be a bunch of young Jedi recruits and shit like that. Could be good. Could be good. The question is, where do you go after the original trilogy? The whole point was this Darth Vader's rise and death at the end. You can't bring Vader back. What the fuck? I don't know if I think he just took the movie and then now he's gonna figure out what kind of story he's gonna tell. But is it gonna be about the new Jedi Order? I looked into all that stuff. It's not that great, you know, because there's no point to it. It's just there's no there's no connection to the Skywalker saga, which is the point of Star Wars. It's the saga of Anakin Skywalker's rise and fall, and Luke's rise to becoming the last Jedi. That's it. Don't fuck this up, man. Don't make this shitty pussy ass He-Man looking Star Wars movie or some shit. Star Wars is its own unique kind of, and it's like it's not even human. It's not even made by man. It's made by God. That's the kind of shit that it is, man. It's a thing that exists far beyond our understanding. We mere mortals do not even begin to comprehend the power of Star Wars. So that's what I'm saying, man. You can't just half-ass Star Wars. Now we'll see. God damn it, we'll see. Man, and there better be pussy in it too. The thing about the prequels is that they didn't have like bikinis clad women. When I was watching Return of the Jedi for the first time ever, I was like, whoa, Leia got hot. So let's do ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's like I don't know. How do you introduce kids to Star Wars these days, man? They're gonna be like, "Oh, these prequel movies are crazy. Look at all these effects," and then they're gonna watch the original trilogy and be like, "What the fuck is this shit? Some old school bullshit '70s movie or some shit? What is this? Why they got black lines around all the effects? What the hell happened? What happened? Everything low budget." No, it's like them Disney movies, there's a classic Disney film that Disney put all that effort into, and then they make a sequel to it, and it's just a piece of shit, and it's just constantly aping the original movie. That's what I'm talking about. The prequels are like that, you know? They're like the sequel to a classic fucking perfect Disney film that Disney had the best everything in, excellent artwork, and then they make a sequel and it's just a fucking piece of shit. It has nothing squat diddly to do with the greatness of the original. Woo! I mean, goddamn. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do Star Wars, you don't do it with your fucking thumb up your ass like Lucas did. You put everything you got into that motherfucker. Everything. And a bag of chips. You know what I mean? Oh, making me all angry and shit. God damn. That's just because I haven't jerked off. When you don't jerk off, you go crazy. That's what's going on. But yeah. Alright? This is what we gonna do. Merry Christmas. We're gonna have Boba Fett as the pretty much like the first thing villain. That nigga didn't get fucked up by no Sarlacc, you know that shit. So then we gonna have him going around causing all sorts of trouble. I don't know who he's gonna be after or whatever. Uh, maybe Harrison Ford can return in some capacity. He's now a I don't know, he's some sort of fucking top class general or some shit in the Republican Corps or some shit like that. And then I think this whole series should focus on uh, the reemergence of the Sith. I don't know. That's the thing. That's always the difficulty with the post Star Wars series in EU is because like they try to bring it back. Oh, the Empire comes back or some shit like that. I don't know. You can focus this on politics, on someone a Jedi, apprentice of Skywalker turning to the dark side. That's the problem with this film. This film will very much likely end up being like a billion different, you know, EU series, and they're all just, pale imitations of the original trilogy. They don't have what the original trilogy had because they can't possibly top what that was. They can't do that story anymore. The story is done. It's settled. The Emperor got killed. Death Star 2 destroyed. Darth Vader's dead. Luke stands tall, happy, and free. I am a Jedi. I like my father before me. So, where are you going to go after that? Granted, Star Wars is an endless stream of creativity. There is nothing that's stopping Star Wars. You can do stories about anybody in it, anywhere, any planet, any situation. It's like any, it's like kind of like Star Trek. That's why he got off Star Trek because he just, it's basically making the same fucking thing anyway. Space adventure stories. So might as well make it with Star Wars as the title this time instead of just making a Star Wars movie and then putting Star Trek characters in it. Most likely he's gonna do this movie pretty much like that. Cause like when the entire Star Trek series is basically Jedi Academy in a lot of ways. You got this young cadet going and trying to get through the stuff and get onto a big ass starship and have big space adventures. Most likely we're going to be seeing hopefully we're going to be seeing the old Star Wars. I mean like Carrie Fisher and all them they're playing these big teachers in the Jedi Academy and Harrison Ford's a general or something like that. And then it's stories all about the young recruits at the Jedi Academy, how they go through what they go through, or whatever the fuck. Maybe I could be in the movie because I look like I could play somebody, you know, and then I could be a Jedi in it or use the Force. Woo, yeah, but no. That's the thing, though. What is the threat to the Jedi Academy? What is the threat? Is the reemergence? I think fucking Jar Jar should come back. That's the threat. That's the threat to the Jedi Academy. No, that's stupid. What should it be? I don't know. That's the problem with the next stage in the Star Wars stuff. It's like we don't know where to begin. How you gonna top the original trilogy, fucking J.J. Abrams? I know you love Star Wars. You want to jump on this, but I think you were thinking you signed the paper before you even began to conceptualize what exactly you're gonna do with this stuff. Because there is nothing to do. It's tough for the people writing the post Star Wars stories to come up with anything, and it's gonna be fucking balls tough for you. You know? Look at motherfucking Christopher Nolan. Nigga tried to top the Dark Knight and failed miserably. Oh, Mr. Wayne. Oh, I am vain. I give the people everything. I am stupid. You know, what the fuck was that shit? Oh my god. Ugh. You know how fucking hard it is to make Batman movies, motherfucker? Jesus Christ, give it back to Burton, please. Thank you, God. What the hell's Burton doing nowadays? That nigga should just fucking get that hell off his ass and make more Batman. He ain't never gonna go back to Batman. That sucks. I'll make the next Batman movie, motherfucker. I'll make a great one. I'll make the best Batman movie you ever goddamn seen. Woohoo. No. I'm just angry and flustered and just aggravated. Aggravated. How they gonna bring Star Wars back? I'm excited. I'm really excited. I want to see Star Wars do well. But how you possibly going to fucking top the original trilogy? Lucas tried. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do, but he tried. And then it was just stupid. Now you gonna try? Who knows what it's gonna be like? It'd be terrible. I don't know. It's stupid. Ah! You make new Star Wars movies? How you gonna do it? What the fuck who's the threat? What the fuck happens after the Emperor dies? He was the main threat to the fucking whole thing. You gotta bring him back? That fall didn't kill him? He went and evaporated inside the thing, but he's back? That's probably what they're gonna do. They're gonna bring the Emperor back. Some shit. Or is he like the Avatar? He gets reincarnated in something like that. I don't know. How do you explain this shit? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. What the fuck? I don't know, man. He could just, maybe he's not. Maybe he's gonna make really just, small personal movie, and has a Star Wars set in a Star Wars world, and it's like Mark Hamill comes in for a minute or two, and it's not really about him or his Skywalker clan, but the events in the last couple of movies lend themselves to, maybe Boba Fett comes back, and there's like this whole thing that goes on with the clones, and I don't know, man. This is gonna be fucking crazy. Because, if you're gonna connect these movies to the originals, they have to be about the Skywalker story. Period. You know what I mean? How are you gonna do that when the Skywalker story is done? At least when you make it Star Trek, you're not fucking having to deal with that. They explain it. This is a parallel universe. Spock is still here, but he's a different Spock and shit. That's the point of the new Star Trek. It's in the continuity of the old. Oh shit! Don't tell me that he's gonna make a parallel universe Star Wars. Oh shit! That'd be crazy. That'd be out of this goddamn amateur. That's stupid. What the fuck? An alternate universe Star Wars? That's not gonna happen. That's nonsense. 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 I don't like that. That's stupid. No. No, you silly Billy. They're not gonna make an alternate universe Star Wars. No. But, all things considered, he brought back Leonard Nimoy for the original Star Trek movie. Because why the fuck not? He's still alive. Still kicking, motherfucker. Still kicking. Yeah. And so then they made Star Wars. So he was in that. So that most likely he's gonna ask the original cast to come back in some capacity. You know? Cause fuck it, man! Fuck it! Who gives a shit? Come on! Bring it on! You know? Woo! Come on! You still alive, motherfucker. You ain't dead yet. Not dead yet. Come on, lightsaber it up, motherfucker. I wanna see Leia doing something with a lightsaber. And it's gonna be a purple lightsaber and shit. You know what I mean? That would make the purple lightsaber have some connection to the old trilogy. Cause that's the fucked up thing. You're a kid, you watching the prequels, Mace Windu pops out a purple lightsaber. And then you never see that fucking shit ever again in the next trilogy. What the fuck happened to the purple lightsaber? Damn. Maybe they can explain it that purple is a special kind of lightsaber, and that's why the Emperor's got all wrinkled up, because the purple lightsaber has a special shit that makes you wrinkly and looking. That's the fucked up thing about Star Wars now. What the fuck happened? Why did they do that? Why did he not explain why the Emperor looks fucked up? What the fuck are you doing, Lucas? That just makes no sense, man! You know how many kids are watching this shit? And you're gonna have the shit go crazy and they wrinkled up now, and it makes no shit, man! You gotta explain this shit, Abrams! You gotta explain why the Emperor got all wrinkled up, man! Even if he's not in the movie! Explain it! Give it some sense already! Star Wars used to be good! Alright. I'm sorry. It's just my life. Oh, I was so looking forward to Revenge of the Sith. Oh, I didn't even get pussy because of it. Ah, what a waste! I used to go to school every day, and I used to walk to school with the girls. You know, there was a girl I used to go to school with, and I wanted to fuck that bitch so bad, you know. But I said, no, Star Wars is coming out. I need to wait for Star Wars. What a waste of time! Anyway, grown ass man, adult. Woo! Fuck. Good luck, Abrams. Good luck. You're my boy. I want this shit to be good, you know? Don't kill yourself. I know it's, you know, just have a good time. You know, bring Mark Hamill back. He's probably got better ideas for the next trilogy, more than you could ever fucking come up with. So let him write the script. He's a Joker after all. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. The real main sticking point here is that there's no threat. If they destroy the Emperor and Vader's gone, only thing you could probably say is maybe Darth Maul's hanging around. Maybe something from the Sith survived and has come back, and you know, hell, maybe even that would really be shocking if Luke Skywalker becomes the main threat of the new trilogy and he is the Darth Vader of the series. That would be fucked up. I don't know. You gotta really think hard on that, because this is it, man. This is showtime. It's showtime, baby. You know, it's not gonna get any bigger than this. This is once in a lifetime stuff. Um, you can't just make stuff. They're making the Clone Wars series now, and I try to watch that shit. I cannot. It's a stupid, pointless series because everybody knows what's gonna happen. When you know what's gonna happen, this is what's exciting about this new Star Wars movie. We don't know what's gonna happen. This is it, man. This is the first of its kind. So we won't really know where it's going. We know where Clone Wars series is going. None of the characters are in danger of dying. they're gonna have what they have in the next movie. But this is it. Whoever you introduce now, we will be watching them grow and produce. Potentially, I think this could be about the Han and Leia's children. That would be what it is. I don't know. I don't know where this thing is going. It's exciting to think about it, but you know, I mean, you could make it just like a big political thing. They're trying to rebuild the republic, and these factions are breaking off from it, and then there's differing views on what the republic should be, and maybe even some anti-Jedi sentiment going on, and that could be the film. And you know, there's so many places you can go with it because it's still Star Wars, still about Star Wars is always essentially at its core about faith over uh, um, having faith over you know uh, having faith, just having faith. So that's the point, having that faith in yourself and being religious and shit like that. It's a religious movie, gotta give it that. You know, I took that away from it. I don't know what the hell the prequels were trying to say, but the original trilogy was really about. Yoda says it himself, Luke says, "I don't believe it," and then Yoda says, "That's why you fail." So, that's the point he made. That's the point the trilogy makes. Is that Luke? Each movie is about that. You know, Luke having to face whether he's going to decide to have faith or is he going to try to be more, uh, reliant on technology or reliant on the way things are, or he's just going to submit to the way things are. He's going to have some belief or something. And then at first movie, he believes in himself and he shoots through the hole. And in the second movie, he actually fails. He doesn't believe. So what he learned in the first movie, he doesn't believe that. And then he gets his hand loses. He loses something. And then the third movie, he goes back and he through his battle with Bader, he ultimately realizes the way to become a Jedi is to surrender yourself to the faith of a Jedi, to this faith in the Force, and that's when he really, really becomes a Jedi, pure 100% Jedi. After that, and so I don't really care if the Star Wars, if the movies are they bring back the Emperor or not. All they have to do is say it's be about people coming to you know some kind of you know, grips with themselves in some way, you know, and that's the beauty of Star Wars to me. It always has been that love and faith are more powerful than all these huge guns and technology. Uh, that's what's up with that, you know. Yeah, it's just like I don't mind the prequels except for that. They don't really they rely. That's just a problem. Everything Lucas was saying with the original trilogy, he actually became that. He became more twisted and machine-like. He relied more on the technology and his faith in the actors and good storytelling. So what the fuck, Why would you make an entire series of movies about a character going through what he has to go through to learn the lesson of showing more conviction and determination in himself and in his faith, and then make a fucking, make a bunch of movies that show. That's the thing, They say that the Jedi does not take the easy path; it takes a difficult path every time. Lucas fucking took the easy path because he had the technology, and that's. I think he's, he should, he shit the bed, man. But yeah, Abrams has to make a movie. I think it should be about maybe Luke passing on the lesson he's learned. Then that would connect it to the original trilogy in a much more profound way. So that it's like he sees that someone's making the same mistakes he made, and yet he's going to help them to learn to trust and believe in themselves and shit like that. That would be interesting. You know, I don't know. It might not. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be as good as the original trilogy. No way. But it could definitely be something of merit. It cannot do what Spielberg did and make Indiana Jones movie. That's basically just an excuse to have Harrison Ford don the hat and the whip again and have nothing really meaningful to say or it's just there. I've had dreams of a new Indiana Jones film. If I had my fucking way, I would have made the most deep, meaningful, and brilliant Indiana Jones film ever in the history of fucking Indiana Jones films. By God. And then, instead we got that shit. No. No. Don't fly. Don't fly. Don't don't do that shit, man. What is wrong with these guys? Man. They made great films. Films that will go down in history forever. And then they make, I think Spielberg himself is like, I wish I didn't make that fucking shit. He already made a, blase Indiana Jones with Last Crusade. Now he's really made a shitty Indiana Jones, and there's no getting around it. There's no fucking arguing the point. Oh, and the Crystal Skull's got the good points here. No, no, you fucked it up. You fucked it up, motherfucker. You shitted all over Indiana Jones, and you called it a movie. Good God. Good God. You dumb fuck. How many kids are gonna see that fucking Crystal Skull as the first Indiana Jones movie they ever seen? They're gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit? What is this shit? They're not even gonna respect Indiana Jones after they saw that. Only thing I liked was the atomic bomb scene. That was some good shit. Why wasn't the whole movie like that? That movie was classic. That shit was classic Indiana Jones. The whole movie should have been just like that. We would have been good. We were mad good. Relaxed. Good shit. Instead you got all this fucking Shia LaBeouf bullshit. Skull stuff. I remember that scene with the quicksand. That shit straight out of a fucking Romance in the Stone episode or whatever. What the fuck? This ain't no fucking Indiana Jones movie, boy. It's just like, Harrison Ford's gonna die in like 10 years. Might as well get it over with. You know? It's not like that, man. You can still make a movie about an old, super smart archaeologist. They've made tons of those in the old days. Why can't Spielberg make them? They've made. I remember watching old school movies, and they're about old men, but old men who are like super intelligent, and they're solving mysteries and shit like that. It doesn't have to end because you can't do backflips anymore. Your brain is your biggest and best tool or attribute, no matter what age you are. So your brain will still be able to do backflips in a sense, and especially with Indy, that's the great thing about his character is that he can do, you know, even if his physicality is lost, he's still a professor at a university. He's still able to do so much and have adventures and you know, he doesn't need mutt. He doesn't need no sun. He doesn't even need short round. Oh, those things are fun. It's really the great thing that drew me to Indiana Jones initially was that he was, you know, more than just the muscles. And ultimately, he could have been like a detective when he got out of when he got much older. He could have been some sort of old school detective and just solved all sorts of archaeological mysteries and shit like that. And there's still potential for that. I don't know if they have the gumption, the balls. I don't think they got that no more. I don't know. I haven't seen that Lincoln shit. It's a question to me because like, why is Tintin such a fantastic adventure film that is really, 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 really draws from the old school Spielberg style, and yet he makes an Indiana Jones film that's just awful, piece of shit. There's no fucking sense to it at all, and it's like they just didn't know what the hell they were doing. They need to do, the Die Hard series is hopefully going to have a reinvigoration with the new Die Hard, and they're gonna redeem this franchise after the awful Die Hard 4. So maybe the same can be done for India. I would hope that Spielberg does not leave it at this. If indeed you're going to make a fourth movie and then fall flat on your face, let that not be the end of it. Let that not be the last word on Indiana Jones. No, you take that thing and you bust ass. You say to yourself, okay, I failed the last time. This time we're gonna kick the ass out of this Indiana Jones movie. God damn it. Have it be some freaking extremely high level, complex type shit. He's looking for the fucking keys of to the entryway to heaven or some shit like that. Anything, you know, anything's better than that shit we watched. Spielberg's not a pussy ass bullshit filmmaker. You can still sense that he was trying to make a decent film, but ultimately, even he knew that there's no getting around the fact that you can't make better movies than what you did. All you're gonna be doing is just making. That's what Indiana 4 should have been. It should have been a movie that just like totally uproots indie, makes it a completely different style. Instead, he made a movie that was trying to call back Indiana Jones. Call it back. Call it back. Instead of trying to make something that's totally its own thing. Hell, just make a fucking badass, interesting, crazy acid trip of an Indiana Jones movie and call it Indiana Jones. It's like Temple, in a lot of ways. But it's just stupid, man. It's the internet, man. Back in the day when filmmakers didn't have, you know, to read instantaneously the words of some douchebag like me, I think they were better off than they are today. I think that they're more cavalier. They're like, I don't care that much. I can still make a badass movie, but I don't think it's that way. Practically, I think I know now. I didn't know back then, but yeah, while they were making Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3, they were actively talking on message boards. All the actors, all the crew. Why not? They're there making the movie. Why not get an actual sense of what the kids are talking about the Star Wars films? And one day, we had a thread at Jedi.net. Guess the title of Star Wars Episode 3, and I I submitted Revenge of the Sith because of the change from Revenge of the Jedi. And my name is from Revenge of the Sith. Next thing I know, I watch an interview with Lord Lucas, and he's saying someone figured it out already. Who do you think it was? It was fucking me. He 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 read my post, or someone told him that I came up with the title already, or something like that. So, uh, or maybe not. Maybe I'm tooting my own horn too much. But I did write Revenge of the Sith might be the title. I mean, we had mad speculation going on the forums, and I'm pretty sure Lucas read all that shit. Why not? He's not. I don't think he's against it. He's not. I think he's fascinated by what other people are saying about Star Wars. But I think definitely now, after he's come and gone with the prequel trilogy, and ultimately he said fuck it, I don't care anymore. So it's gonna be really rough to take Star Wars back to where it's supposed to be, which is the best sci-fi space opera ever in the history of film ever. You know, we have all these other fucking kinds of movies, and then they're Star Wars. You know what I mean? And Pray to God on this one, man. Pray to God. This Abrams guy knows what he's doing. It's all up in the air, man. I mean, this could be great. This could be terrible. I know Lucas never intended for the prequel trilogy to be bad or shitty, but then I think at some point he realized he's not the right guy to be directing Star Wars. Not anymore. It's better when he writes it or conceptualizes it, and someone who knows more about, how to craft a film should do it that way. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom, baby.